Tucker Carlson hosted Thomas Massie, and he revealed this shocking piece of information.
Republicans who come to me on the floor and say, I wish I could vote with you today. Yours is the right vote, but I would just take too much flack back home. And I have Republicans who come to me and say, that's wrong what AIPAC is doing to you. Let me talk to my AIPAC person.
Yes, you heard that correctly. Either people are voting against their own best interests and the interest of the American people because they will get flack from their donors, or they're saying, oh, this is so horrible. Let me see if I can convince my donor to make this okay. Do we see how backwards this is, that your donors are controlling whether or not you make good decisions for Americans and therefore for yourselves? Let's continue.
By the way, everybody but me has an AIPAC person.
What does that mean, an AIPAC person?
It's like your babysitter, your AIPAC babysitter, who is always talking to you for AIPAC. They're probably a constituent in your district, but they are, firmly embedded in AIPAC. And
every member has something like this?
I don't know how it works on the Democrat side, but that's how it works on the Republican side.
I can clear that up for you. It's every single one of them. Most people in Congress have taken money from AIPAC and therefore have someone in their ear saying, hey, if you do not vote this way, we are going to take away your money, or we're going to call you an anti-you-know-what. This is extremely problematic for Americans. Now, this has been said before many times. It's only just now been widely publicized. They have been able to shut down most people who have discussed this idea. But now that people in Congress are actively speaking out, it's becoming more difficult, increasingly difficult for the government, for AIPAC to shut down this idea. But you do recognize what this means. This means that AIPAC actually runs our country and not the people that we voted for. So I will let this video continue, but I will say this before I continue. One of the things that we're going to have to do as an American people, which, by the way, I just don't have any faith in us doing this, is we're going to have to see which Congress members have AIPAC donors and actively decide not to vote for them, actively decide to forego, the nomination for them, because we cannot continue to live in a system that pretends like it's left and right. But if they all have AIPAC donors, that means the system is basically AIPAC, right? There is no it's neither Democrat nor Republican. And Marjorie Taylor Greene said this to us. They tried to demonize her after she left Trump and left Congress, but she said it's not Democrat or Republican, it's good versus evil at this point. And the evil is and are the people who have AIPAC donors who refuse to vote in the interest of the American people. They've just convinced us that it's either Democrat or Republican.
And when they come to DC, you go have lunch with them, and they've got your cell number, and you have conversations with them. So I've had
that's absolutely crazy.
I've had 4 members of Congress say, I'll talk to my AIPAC person.
Okay. Tucker Carlson acting like he didn't know this is actually, it's quite comical, because I'm like, Tucker, baby, you knew this was happening, but the faux fascination. It's like, stop it. You've somewhat said similar things over the past few months.
And it's literally what we call them, my AIPAC guy. I'll talk to my AIPAC guy and see if I can get him to, dial those ads back.
Why have I never heard this before?
It doesn't benefit anybody. Why would they want to tell their constituents that they've basically got a buddy system with somebody who's representing a foreign country?
And I want to share this with you guys. AIPAC is more than 6 million pro-Israel Americans from every congressional district. And they say that they are working to strengthen bipartisan support for the U.S.-Israel relationship. So that's their entire goal. And they ask and desire for congressmen and women to only vote in the interests that best support that country. It's not America first, it's relationship first, our joint effort first. So these are not even, this is not simply people who love America and want the best for America, for the United States. These are people who want for the best for United States and Israel. And unfortunately, sometimes when you are trying to do what's best for two nations, one nation gets the short end of the stick. And you guys, we've all seen this happen. And so it no longer becomes what's best for the American people, but what's best for the people over there. And with the amount of control and the amount of money that they have and influence, it almost is never America first.
It doesn't benefit the congressman for people to know that, so they're not going to tell you that.
Have you seen any other country do anything like this? Like
No.
Russia obviously determines the outcome of our elections. We keep hearing that. Does anyone have a Putin guy that they talk to?
Not only do they not have a Putin guy, look, they don't have a Britain guy. They don't have an Australian guy. They don't have a Germany dude. Like, it's the only country that does this, that has somebody that, like, uniformly, I guarantee there's some spreadsheet at AIPAC where the AIPAC dude who's matched up with the congressman is there, and then all the congressman's votes on the issue. Oh, has the congressman been to Israel? They pay for trips for congressmen and their spouses to go to Israel.
And this is another why. So they can, in fact, Candace Owens talks about where they take you in Israel and we're going to let you, swim in the Dead Sea. We're going to show you all these historic landmarks and show you how wonderful this country is. Don't you want to protect this country? Yes, but not more than my own. So that's another question. Did they take the trip? That's the question. Not only were they funded by AIPAC, but did they take the trip?
I'm not the only Republican who hasn't taken the AIPAC trip to Israel, but I'm probably one of a dozen that hasn't taken that trip, and the other ones just haven't got around to it.
What's the trip like? Do you know?
It's kind of like, I think, vacation-y. You go see the wall, you go see the sites, things like that.
I must say, it's such a great country. Jerusalem, especially, is just such a wonderful place that's got to have a big effect.
You go, like, swim in the Dead Sea.
Yeah,
like,
I've done that.
Yeah.
Not on an AIPAC trip, but
right.
I would recommend it to anyone.
Are you sure it wasn't an AIPAC trip?
I paid for it myself. No, I mean, it's just funny. I mean, I am a legit lover of Israel, of the place Israel. Right. I like the people, and I love the food, and like the whole thing is so great.
Look,
but that's distinct from the government of Israel, which is just a foreign government.
My sense is the people are very entrepreneurial.
Totally.
They're publicly minded. They care about their country. That they're generally good people, right?
That's certainly been my experience in trips there, for sure. It's great. It's just I think it's probably one of my favorite, maybe my all-time favorite place to go with my family.
So there you have it. And there are going to be people who respond to this interview and say he's anti-Semitic. But Tucker just said, I love the place. I love the beauty of it. I love the people there. But that's separate from the government of Israel. And I think it's really important to continue to make that distinction, continue to make the distinction between the people, the country itself, and the government. Because it's not the people who are doing this, it's the government who is putting themselves in lockstep with the American government via AIPAC and essentially telling us how to run our country. And we cannot continue as a republic, as a democracy, so to speak, doing that. So I think it will be interesting the next few elections, midterms, as well as the next presidential election, to see if the American people respond appropriately. I think many people should sit out of the election in terms of voting. And if they do vote, they really need to think carefully about who they vote. I still see very much many Americans are in this Democrat Republican mindset. They're still thinking that the Democrats are going to save them or the Republicans are going to save them. They haven't quite seen the light yet. And Candace Owens made a point on the Hodge Twins show. She was talking about JD Vance and Peter Thiel and how JD has kind of kept himself out of the talks about Israel because he is next up in line for the candidacy, obviously. And I got to thinking and I thought, that's actually by design. So it's funny because nobody's requesting that JD Vance have an opinion on Israel yet, right? But what will happen is they will allow him to be in the background as sort of like the golden child. They may even allow him during the election to avoid all manner of questions regarding the blue and white country. And then when he gets in there, hey, this is what you're going to do, or we're going to take you out. That very much is what I think will happen. I think that he too is Peter Thiel's project baby, and they're all in it together. So that's it. You guys let me know what you think about this video. Please don't forget to like this video on your way out. What do you think? Do you think the American people are ready to change their voting habits, or are we just going to keep going in the same cycle? Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys in the next one.